Hello, and this video is about our approach and the mechanics of collecting signatures and how that whole scene goes. So we're going to start off with Kevin, who will talk about some of the range issues that might be involved in flagging someone down, and some of the importance of that. And Wendy will be talking as well with some of the important considerations regarding what needs to happen when they're filling out their petition. And Tom, of course, will be also chiming in with some of his insights of what works and what doesn't work. So this video is about the approach, the pitch, and the mechanics of collecting signatures. Okay, Kevin.
Thank you. So when we're talking to the public about any sort of new campaign, but specifically the clean water issue, it's very important just to keep things very simple and very lighthearted. And it's also very important to understand the kind of the mechanics of how everything works in motion. And what I mean by that is when somebody is walking, and most of the time, if you're canvassing, you're going to be kind of sedentary in one place in a high traffic area, and there's going to be people walking by you on a regular basis. That's the ideal place that we want. We're talking college campus, we're talking like outside of shopping mall or a Publix. And what you want to do is you want to be able to make nonverbal communication first. And what I mean by that is when somebody's 15 or 20 feet away, and I'll give you kind of an example, let's say that stop sign, when somebody is about that distance away, you want to be able to have a wave. You want to make eye contact with them. If you can get them to acknowledge you, then you say, hi, real loud, hi, how are you? See it again, you for that acknowledgement. When they're within earshot distance, maybe 10, 15 feet away, do you believe that Floridians should have a right to clean water? Just very clear, very clean, very loud. That's a question, okay? When somebody is asking you a question, as long as you got that question out and they're still 5 feet in front of you, 90% of the time, you're gonna get some sort of answer. And usually they're gonna say, yeah, I believe clean water should be a right for all Floridians. Okay, excellent. Please sign this petition, okay? All I need, are you a registered voter? Yes, excellent. Okay, then we can get your signature. And this basically that simple. So what you're looking for again is make eye contact or nonverbal communication when they're not quite in shouting distance, 15, 20 feet away. Once you have that and they get a little bit closer to you, make the verbal contact. Do you believe Floridians should have a right to clean water? Yes? Excellent. Now they're a little bit closer. Here, sign this. And it's that simple. Are you a registered voter? Then yes, you can sign. You don't have your voter registration number? I don't either. Sign, use your birthday. That's fine. What county are you from? Put that, yeah, county, not country. Miami-Dade. Okay, perfect. Excellent. On to the next one. Do you have any other friends that would want to sign this? Do you know how other ways you can help us out? Well, you could print some petitions yourself and go out. Do you think you could come back and meet me tomorrow to do the same thing that I'm doing here? We could do it together. And that's how you build a movement. Okay, it's one person getting another person, getting another person, getting another person. And we need to do that 3,000 times. So ask your team leaders for when you have questions. But again, the whole idea is just keep it going, keep it moving. And if they don't acknowledge you, that's fine. Go on to the next person. Keep smiling and just have positive conversations with people. If somebody wants to start an argument with you, say, okay, thank you. Here, check out our website and keep moving. Ask the next person. Because this is a very basic question. Look, if 70%, if we're made of 70% water, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a 70% yes rate if people stop. Yeah. so when we get people to stop, we get them to sign up, we get them to go on their way, and then we can ask them for help later on. It's really that simple. So if you have any questions, let us know.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kevin. And have insights or tips with what works for you when you're approaching someone off the street?
I mean, again, I'll go back to just remembering why we're out here, and just, it's actually a really huge thing that the change that we're affecting by the small, the saying of, the only thing that's ever really made a difference is a small group of people. I'm paraphrasing that, but the Margaret Mead quote. So the momentum that we can build and coming with compassion, because you know we're doing this also for the people that we're connecting with, but also children and animals and wildlife and the voiceless. I will say, because Tom was kind of tuning into what I was kind of thinking too, is when you get like one person to sign, you always want to have a couple clipboards, or whether you're just doing for some people it works to have like just cardboard with a rubber band, because then you can carry a whole stack of 10. So when you have one person signing, you capitalize on that, because that's going to attract other people. So while one person signing, you don't want to go too far, because you want to be available if they're stuck and they have a question. You want to be able to make sure that they're writing legibly, especially if you're in an area where people are drinking. You have to be extra vigilant to make sure that they're not just scribbling and being careless about it, that they're writing. If their name's Rob, then they're putting Robert, like the name that they're actually registered to. That comes up a lot. So you want to be available and close by, but when you have one person signing, that's when you get like the feeding frenzy. So that's just another thing. But yeah, just being compassionate and meeting people where they're at. You know, it's you're gonna have people that you know, you get them to warm up, like everyone's going about their day and they have their own storylines playing in their head, where they're trying to get to this and get to that, and you know, care for all the things that we're all struggling with. And you know, you can make a difference in someone's day by giving them something extra that they can feel good about, and something to think of beyond just the day-to-day. And like, hey, we're a small group of people making some major change. So just always remember where you're coming from and why you're doing this, and like what the impact this could possibly have. And like Kevin says, I mean, you can really just be contagious with people and get other people on board. And that's just such a wonderful feeling that we're going to be able to keep with us. And I mean, I've worked on campaigns from years ago, and I still have memories of like, wow, we did that, or hey, I changed that person, or you know, that, you know. And yeah, and just keep it simple, but remember why you're doing this and why you're here. So, thanks.
So in closing, I think it's great that some of our major takeaways is that this is not just about verbal communication, it's about the nonverbals. It's about your attitude that you present, and it will exude, and it will connect you with the person that you're talking with. So that is a reality, that something, you know, we just embrace and have to be cognizant about. And so you have that, and the bottom line for that piece is say and do whatever works for you, whatever feels natural. Talking, you know, striking up conversations with strangers. It'll save you more time, I think, if you ensure that they're a registered voter before they start writing anything down. But otherwise, those are the basics. The other piece to this whole thing is the mechanics of what goes into the petition itself. These days, it's probably going to be a tighter filter to validate these petitions by the supervisors of election. It might be more difficult. So a minor mistake might invalidate a petition these days. We don't know. It's county by county, but we have to expect the worst. So we have to prepare for that level of scrutiny for these things. So every little bit helps and ensure and save that petition, and it saves us time and resources and volunteer time especially. So with that, go ahead, Wendy.
Thank you. And this kind of goes, excuse me, for mechanics, but I think it's just worth saying because it's the difference between a good petition or not. It's definitely mechanics, but if somebody makes a mistake on the petition, the tendency is to cross it off because they don't want the mistake there. But really what you want to do is just do one line with a strike through and a little initial adjacent to it. And it's just really important. I just wanted to add that wherever I can, because it's a simple thing. Thank you so much.
Perfect, Wendy, thank you. And there's going to be a lot more information available on our website to go over these types of checks. All right, so with that, I'm going to close up this video and get ready for the next one. Thank you, guys.